Action is on here at South Plains, running our Friday night free roll on Saturday due to inclement weather on Friday night. Looks like a call from Ray. Deuce 3-5 is the flop. A bet from Painter will take it down.
Checking for it. So simple. Exactly like my father-in-law.
Shucky ducky, Joe's got twos. Oh, he lets them go. One of the worst feelings in poker.
And they're normally drastically different. Like you could just see the decline. You can't find just because he always does. So you can watch the decline all the time. Well, and sometimes it's like if he gets tired, if he didn't sleep a lot, you know. Or if he hasn't ate today, or if he hasn't eaten the last 8 hours, you know, shit like that.
It's a call from Painter as well as Mike Reed. Queen 9-4, two spades on the flop. Middle pair for Painter. They check to JJ, bets 30,000. And he's gonna find folds all around the table. Take it down on the flop. A raise to 35,000 from Zach with King Jack offsuit. 10-9 suited for Ray. He makes the call. Looks like we're going heads up to the flop. Oh, not quite. A bet on the flop from Zach is going to take it down. Seven, 6 of diamonds. Gonna be the first to hit the muck. All in from Mike Reed. Big slick suited in the clubs. Once again, no action from Mike Reed. Gonna just stay afloat off those ever increasing blinds. This time Zach in the hot seat. He's not going to look down at much again. It's Queen Jack for J Deuce. He makes the call to 12,000. All in from the King Jack of Mike Reed. J2 reaching for chips will be a lot of trouble if you were to make the call. Not at risk, but surely behind. He does get away from it. Jack 10 for J2. He's going to make the call. King Queen for Ray. He's going to get in there as well. A check from Zach in the big blind. Queen 3 offsuit, in a lot of trouble. Unless he flops 3 threes. Would not be in a lot of trouble if that were to happen. He's going to make it 25 to go. And he's not going to find any action. Little big blind special for Zach. Flop the trips. Well, he's dominated too. We are up to 8,000, 16,000, 16,000. Ray's going to make a call with Jack 9. All in from Mike Reed with the Ace 10 of diamonds. Queen Jack suited. For Zach, he makes the call. Looks like Ray got away from his Jack 9. Zach looking for clubs, a queen or a jack. One club out there. And a second. But no third. Ace 10 is going to hold with the pair of 8s on the flop. Mike Reed staying alive little by little, picking up those chips. Finally found the action he was looking for pre-flop. Got the big double up. Ace Jack for Painter. Under the gun. All in. I was going to say he's a little short stacked, and it's ladies for Joe. See him peeling him up there. No way he's getting away from it, right? And the protection bet from the pocket queens. No one will find their way into the race in between Joe and Painter. Pocket Ladies up against the Ace Jack. Painter at risk, needs to find an ace here. Here comes the flop. 3, King, 3. 6, 8. Pocket Queens for Joe are going to hold. He's going to extend his lead. A great game from Painter tonight. Just about 10 minutes remaining before our final player break. Not so premium this hand for Joe under the gun. J2. Call with the 10-8 suited in the spades. Ace-3 from Mike Reed. He'll check in the big blind. 2 spades on the flop. King-9 deuce. Mike Reed with the ace of spades. Looks like a min bet 16, a quick call. They check the turn, and no spade is to come. Mike Reed's ace high is going to be good. A check over to J2 though, who bets 45,000. Mike Reed, just the high card, nothing to hold on to. Great move there on the missed draw from J2. Could very well be eligible for our new bluff of the night. Looking to enshrine the moments when Farwell's finest find the courage to put it in with air. This time, no air. King Jack for Tesh. Call from J2 with the ace-9. Heads up to the flop. 10-3-4, 2 hearts out there. Tesh bets 36,000 again, and J2 is going to lay it down. Up to 50,000. Joe's going to lay it down. It's ace-10 again for Mike Reed. Queen-7 for Kirby. Looks like he's making the call. Oh, that was just him putting out those big blinds. Not much for him to hold on to, and if he does make the call, we know most of the queens have been folded, as well as at least one of the sevens. He does get away from it. Good fold from Kirby. Avoid disaster. Zach under the gun with Queen 10 of diamonds.
42.
He raises to 42,000. Quite the bet from under the gun. Now Tash. Baby ace, but he's got a whole bunch out in the middle already. 32,000 in the middle. He does make the call. His ace currently in the lead. Tesh is going to check in the dark. 5, king, jack, all spades. Zach's crafting a bet. 30,000 to go. It looks like it's going to be a call with just the deuce of spades and the ace over. No spade just yet. Also, up and down for... Not up and down. Zach's made the straight. A fold from Tash.
Queen 10 of diamonds. I honestly thought I had Queen 9.
Would have been quite a time for a fourth spade on the river.
I turned a pair. I didn't realize I turned another straight. Turned the straight. I'm just as surprised as you with the Queen 10 of diamonds there. I probably would have jammed if I looked at Queen 10 of diamonds. I had a flush draw.
3 minutes before our final break.
He didn't have one, right? No. Bet me away from my spade draw. He's got plenty of action.
It's going to be a call from Ray with the Jack 9 offsuit. And a check from Zach in the big blind. Suited connectors. 8-7 of diamonds. 7, king, 10, rainbow. Gut shot for Ray. Bottom pair for Zach, who bets 25,000. Looks like Ray's gonna find the call. Sure does. Going to a turn. The 4 of hearts and then the 9 of hearts. Jack 9, now good.
Missed the money by 3. Out of 66.
Great hand from Ray there. A big call on the river with just the pair of 9s. Gonna find a good sized chunk of chips. Couple of hearts for Ray. Could be prettier. He obviously agrees. Raised to 30,000 from Joe with the ace 5 suited in the spades. All in from Zach with king 10. J Deuce gets away from his very easily. Joe does as well. The ace 5 hits the muff. Great move there from Zach.
I didn't have much. I thought maybe you were betting a little light.
A little light, but would have been a whole lot of trouble if Zach were to have a caller there in Joe.
I had 1 over.
This will be the final hand before our break. Jack 9 for Joe. He's not interested. Looks like an all-in from Tesh with a suited baby ace as well. Ace 6 is now Zach's actually in the lead this time. He cannot find the call. Jack 9 for J2 as well. Joe and J2 both gonna find the fold with the Jack 9, as does Ray. With that being said, we are going to be on break for the next 15 minutes. We'll be back with more poker action in just a bit. We are back from break just a touch early. The action should be on. Kirby's all in for 40,000. He's got Cowboys. Ray's gonna make the call with Queen 8 of clubs. Mike Reed with Queen 3. Looks like he's in there as well. The flop. 10-9-9. Rainbow. They check to the turn. The ace of diamonds. Backdoor diamonds get there. Not that it matters. Cowboys are going to be good through the river, even with the queen for our other two players. He did. He had two of the same face card. $20,000. It's a call from J2. A call. Ace King. Big slick for Ray. He just gonna sneak in there with the limp. 10 Ace 7 Rainbow. All in from Ray. Just J2 left to act. The pair of sevens. He does get away from it. Ray's going to show the ace king to the table. It's the suited Brunson. Up to 40 from Joe. And a quick call. Oh. It's an all-in from Kirby. And a quick fold from Joe. Nice move there from Kirby in the big blind with the King 4 offsuit. Up to 50,000 from Zach with the suited king. Mike Reed got away from the ace jack. But it's Tesh. All in. He's got a suited ace. The ace queen of clubs. And a quick call from Zach with the king 3 of spades. Deuce, king, queen. And an ace on the turn. Ace queen makes the flush. Ace queen makes 2 pair. King 3 makes the flush, rather. What a run out there. A great game from Tesh tonight. On break, Zach was talking about looking for a big hand, get his chip stack back up, and he found it in the King 3 of spades.
Bailing my ass out. Say that time box. We got a dead small.
Ray makes the call with Jack 10 offsuit, and it's Cowboys this time for Mike Reed. All in. Ace 10 for Joe. He lets go of it. Folds around to Ray. And he cannot find the call with the Jack 10 offsuit. Mike Reed's going to take another one down pre-flop. Probably wanted callers this time more than all the rest with the big pocket pair like kings. Just a little bit better. Queen 10 this time for Ray. He's going to make the call again. Queen 10 for Mike Reed as well. He'll make the call. Kirby's in there with the ace 6 offsuit. Raise to 40. Ace Jack for J2. He makes the call. Ray gets out of the way. The second Queen 10, however, suited in the diamonds. Looks like Mike Reed might just find the call. He does. Kirby gets away from it. 3 ways to a flop, and it's a big pot to start off. 180,000 chips in the middle already. 6-6 Jack. 2 pair for Ace Jack. It's a bit of 75,000 from Zach. In trouble. Kirby's A6 would have flopped the trips. All in from J2. Backdoor clubs are out there for Zach, but he does make the call. No club on the turn, and J2 will be confirmed the winner of the hand. Great game from Zach tonight. J2 is now taking a strong lead. Ace 4 for Kirby. He gets away from it. Didn't like what happened with the Ace 6. It's going to be a call from J2. And a check from Ray in the big blind with Queen 3. 8-6-3, 2 spades out there. Top pair for J2. Bottom pair for Ray. The bet of 25,000. And a quick call. King of diamonds on the turn. It's the same bet from J2. And another quick call from Ray. The jack on the river means nothing for Nothing for the hand. The 8-9 still going to be good. Ray with just a little bit behind. Ace-5 this time for Joe. Just the call. All of it from Kirby. Just Joe left to act. Pocket nines knows he's likely flipping, but lays it down. Twice now Kirby found Joe with his hand reaching for the cookie jar. Joe with still a very nice sized chip stack. Wants to conserve as many of them as possible. All in for Mike Reed. He's got rockets this time. Oh, quick fold. King 4 offsuit for Joe. And once again, Mike Reed cursed with not finding any action when he really wants it. Call from Joe with the Jack-8 offsuit. Jack-Deuce for Kirby in the big blind who checks. Jack-Deuce-9 on the flop. Joe bets 20. Quick call from Kirby with the 2-pair. Ace on the turn. Now Joe slows down. He checks it over to Kirby. Also going to bet. This time just a little bit larger at 25. Oh, not quite. Ace comes, and it's all in from Kirby. Joe does get away from the top pair. Top pair on the flop. Turn with the ace. Great time for Kirby to apply that pressure. Just about. Yeah, just about guaranteed.
That ace doesn't come. Kirby is paid off. Or it's but if it's like a low card.
It's got to be an over. Ten-9 suited for Ray. It's going to be everything he's got. Pocket nines for Kirby. Looks like he is going to be all in. Just the two of them. Ray in a little bit of trouble. King 7-4, 2 spades on the flop. No 10, no diamond. Pocket nines are going to hold for Kirby. Ray played a great game tonight. Kirby finding a bit of a second wind after the folds from Joe. Those big blind shoves. As Matt mentioned, we have reached the money. Congrats to everybody. Of course, everybody at the final table earning 1 WSOP point to our WSOP series. But only the top 3 earn more than 1. 2 points will go to third place, 3 to second, and 5 to first place. Price of poker goes up It's a call from Kirby. Well, it's cheap with the King 6 offsuit. It's a raise to 50 from J2 with the pocket threes. Mike Reed, Jack 9 offsuit. Looks like he's going to make the call. As does Kirby. We're going 3 ways to a flop. Seven, deuce, 10. 41% equity for both the Jack 9 with the gut shot and the pocket threes. They check to the turn. The 5 of hearts increases those pocket threes. Only one card to come, and J2 knows it. He makes it 65,000 to go. Applying the pressure. Gonna get Kirby off of his over. Great hand from J2. Shows us how J2 found his hands on just about $1 million in chips. Quite the tower that he's built in front of him. Up to 15,000, 30,000, 30,000 this hand. Gonna be a call from J2 with the suited ace, ace 7. Mike Reed in there with the 9-8. And Joe. All in, 191,000 with Big Slick. Tough spot for J2. He makes the fold. Mike Reed just a little bit more live than J2 was, but he finds the fold as well. Joe takes it down pre-flop. King 6 for Joe. Just the blinds left to act. He's going to make the call. Kirby's going to check with Jack 10 offsuit. He's going to flop 2 pair. 9, Jack 9, 2 clubs. Check from Joe and a bet of 30,000 from Kirby. He's going to take it down on the flop. Joe's all in with the Queen 10 offsuit. A fold. Nothing for the table to look down at. Joe's going to get away with another one. Jack 7 offsuit for Joe. He's going to fold it while it's free. Big slick for J2. A raise and a quick call from Mike Reed. He's going to turn him up. 9-7 suited for Mike Reed up against the big slick. Wow, Queen, 8, 9, 2 spades out there. and a 9 on the river to seal the deal. Mike Reed is going to outrun the ace-king of J2. Not too dissimilar from the hand where Joe looks down at ace-king and Mike Reed has the 9-8. That time it was suited, though. Definitely affects the call. Call from Mike Reed with 9-3.
He was big blind though, so
A raise to 60,000 from Joe in the big blind with 9 deuce. And Mike Reed's going to get away from the 9-3. Not much you can do facing the raise from the big blind. The 9-3 offsuit. Easily a bluff of the night. 9 deuce. Getting one over on 9-3. More of a opportunity than a sick cooler pot, but
see a big one here, bigger than bluff here.
Queen Jack for Joe. He makes the call. And a check from Kirby in the big blind with Queen 10. Ooh, Queen high flop, 2 spades.
It's all getting in here.
A check from Joe. A bet from Kirby. And a quick call from Joe, the top pair.
It's all getting in.
Very likely it could all...
Yeah. For sure.
Oh.
For sure.
Trip queens for both players. Just a bet of 30,000 from Kirby. All in from Joe. Quick call from Kirby, who's in real deep trouble. He's looking for a 10 here on the river. And the 6 of clubs is no help. Great game from Kirby. Ran into the big stack, who had him just barely dominated. One kicker card over. The Queen Jack over the King, or the Queen 10. Really, really rough turn there. All 4 queens on screen.
Had a nice ring to it. All 4 queens on the screen.
Welcome to the table.
Queens have been very hot tonight.
Rebate?
It looks like there is a little bit of rebate for Kirby. Looked to be just about 50,000 or so.
Close enough.
Ace 7 suited for Mike Reed. All in, he says. Joe gets away from Queen Jack. 6 deuce for J2. Not much to make the call with. He lays it down. Mike Reed cannot find action pre-flop. He's been fighting all night trying to get callers.
Well, that's good though. Right?
Yeah, great image. Great
You go
image.
through the entire tournament and everybody folds to your raises.
You win.
Yeah.
Some connectors for Joe. 10-9. J2 with 10-8 of clubs. Only the blind left to act. A raise to 60,000 from J2 with the 10-8 suited. 8 deuce in the big blind makes the call. Queen, 7 king, 2 hearts out there. Check from J2. And a bet of 30,000 from Mike Reed. J2's going to find the call on this first read, but if Mike Reed is able to keep it up, they check to the river. The deuce, Mike Reed gets there. No longer a move, no longer a bluff. And JJ's found the courage to fire off a bet here on the river. It's a bet of 70,000. And Mike Reed with just the duck, gonna let it go. Great bet there on the river from J2. Earned himself a pot that was not coming his way. That could have very easily been bluff of the night.
But, you know, he called the flop. He called the flop
You know,
2 bluff.
Funny enough, I think he had 10-8 suited. The only other hand that I mentioned could be bluff of the night.
That's the only reason he called the flop was so he was going to bluff the river.
Yeah, absolutely.
I knew he was going to do that.
All in from Mike Reed. Ace deuce for Joe in the big blind. Looks like he's reaching for chips. Might.
It's only 20 more. He's definitely calling. He can't fold.
Looks like it's a little more than 20 more.
Maybe you're raised to try to ice him?
I don't believe there is anyone left to act. I think it's just Joe. He gets away from it. Good fold indeed. Just the baby ace. Only the 1 over limits your equity a whole lot in those flip situations.
I thought for sure he was calling there. He looked like he wanted to call.
He probably did.
Well, you always want to call, right?
Yeah. Who doesn't want to see? Who doesn't want to see the flop?
See the flop. See what the cards are.
All in the blind with 8 deuce. Joe's gonna make the call, it seems, with 7-6 somehow behind the 8 deuce. Anybody's game to the flop here, though. There's an 8 on the flop and a 7 on the turn. And an 8 on the river. Kirby's 8 deuce. Not just good pre-flop. It's going to be good all the way to the river. One minute remaining for our blinds go up once again. Suited ace for Mike Reed. Short stacked. He's going to get it all in. Ace deuce again for Joe. Conditioned for that situation. Joe makes the fold. It's Kirby who is all in. And JJ has Cowboys. Of course, going to make the call. Mike Reed at risk, looking to catch an ace or a whole lot of diamonds. 1 diamond on the flop, queen high. And it's the kings. 2 pair, kings and 3s with the queen kicker. Good for a double elimination for J2. Congratulations to Mike Reed and Kirby for making it to the money. And we are heads up. While we redraw for the button, I want to go over the new look at our Black Chip Bounty freeze out. The Freeze Out we host every Sunday at 7 p.m. Texas time. Now, wear a Western hat, get $10 off your buy-in, optional $100 bounty as always. Should add a little bit of spice to some of South Plains' favorite games. Joe's going to draw the button. First hand to heads up. He's going to make the call with the 10-5. And it's ladies for J2. $80,000 and a quick fold from Joe with the 10 high. Back-to-back premium pocket pairs for J2. Queens sure have been hot all night. Ace Queen this time for J2. It's Kings, Queens, then Ace Queen. He just makes the call. Joe checks the 8-6 offsuit in the big blind. 9-4-5. Gut shot for Joe. He bets 40,000. Snap call from J2 with the overs. And there it is. The ace on the turn. Check from Joe. J2 not looking to check. Oh, an all-in move from Joe. And he finds the 7 on the river. What a miracle card. A miracle 7 for Joe is going to save him. Trying to make a move. Felt that J2 was betting light on the ace. Wow, wow, wow. Big pot there. And just like that, Joe takes a 2 times lead over J2. What a river. Wow, Joe raises to 80,000. A quick all-in from J2. He's got Queen Jack. And a fold from Joe with the 9-8 offsuit. Good move there from J2. Queen 3 this time for J2 in the small blind. He's going to open fold it. It was 8-6 again for Joe. Oh, I love the clips. Foaming at the mouth at the idea of a river 7. Only JJ. If anybody deserves it, that was a pretty rough one. Well, JJ might have just found his money hand. He's going to make the call. 80,000 from Joe. All in, and it looks like a call from Joe. Ace-7 up against the Ace-10. 10 and a 7 on the flop. And the 10 is going to hold for J2 all the way through. And just like that, it flips back in the favor of JJ. I had a feeling when I saw the two aces facing off heads up, there's a good chance that Ace-10 going to get JJ paid off. Still sorting out the all-in, making sure that J2 gets all he is due. Oh, yeah.
Especially spots like this where it take a long time to count.
Looks like the action is getting back underway. Jack-8 suited for JJ. Joe with ace-deuce. It's going to be a call from Joe in the small blind and a check from J2. Wow, 4-9-7, a gut shot for J2. He checks it over to Joe, who is all in with the ace high. Looks like J2 is going to make the call. The jack is good. Jack on the turn, top pair for J2, and that's going to be all it takes. Joe, caught with his hand in the cookie jar, is going to finish off the tournament tonight. A great game from both these players. Flip-flops, heads up. Could have gone either way. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. We will be back tomorrow with the first of our Sunday Western Wear freeze outs. $10 off your buy-in if you wear a Western hat.